Good afternoon, and welcome back to another episode of Marine and the Schoolie. Afternoon, because this morning I had to go and do my evaluation to attempt to get a test date for my CDL, to get my actual license. Currently, I have my permit, but I had to go and do an evaluation to say that I was doing well enough to actually take my test with the DMV. And you'll be happy to know I did do well enough. I actually only lost 1 point. And you can lose 12. Well, actually, I lost no points. I got one free backup, and I used that one free pull forward, and I used that one free pull forward, and everything else I did without flaw. So with that, I now have a test date to actually to be a licensed CDL driver. So congratulations to me, but still got one more step, so hopefully I can do just as well on the actual test next week as I did today on the evaluation. So that's the reason why we're out here this afternoon. We didn't really get much sun. As most of you know, it snowed, and it's been snowing. Didn't get any for Christmas, but we did get snow I think we got snow for 1 day, and it's actually starting to melt away now. I'm starting to actually be able to see some grass. But hey, down to business. Well, before we get to business, I want to say thank you to all those people who have just joined the channel. The last time we recorded, I think we were at about 14 subscribers. Now we're up to 124, so we got about 10 more people to come onto the channel and start to join the journey with us. So I'd like to thank you all for coming. Hey, continue to spread the word. Like, subscribe, hit that bell, so whenever we put new videos up, you'll be notified that there's something new for you to watch. So now we'll get down to business. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be getting the wheel wells done. I'm going to be putting the boxes on the wheel wells. I'm going to be making final adjustments on my steps, which I actually started doing those yesterday. But as you can see, the bottom one is not done, and it's not done because the bus is just dripping from where all the snow had come in during that snow day, and now it's all melting off the bus, so it's dripping everywhere. So these two things right here, these are our wheel wells. So basically what I'm going to be doing today is getting these measured and getting the boxes built. And they'll be just above the hump. I don't want to lose that much space because this is where my potty's going to be. And I still want to have some headroom, but it'll allow me to step up and kind of get off the same level because my shower will be here. And I'll go through, and if you can possibly see it, I don't know if you can actually see it. I should have used the blue tape, would have made it easier for you to see. But I've already got the floor plan down. I did make another change. I'm going to be putting in a second couch versus a swivel chair and a table out here. I'm going to put another couch, so it'll be a couch on both sides, and then in the center I'm going to put a table mount, and that way I can pull my table out and set my table on top, and it'll give me more room, more space to eat. So I kind of like that idea. And then the second change that I made is I was going to have a TV mounted here on the wall, but I saw another schoolie couple, and I think they were called the Unique Explorers or something like that. I'm not really sure, but they actually mounted their TV, a big 60-inch TV, on the front of their bus, and it folds up to the ceiling. So when they're driving, it's up here, and then they lower it down when they're not driving, so it sits right in the very front of the bus, so everybody can actually see the TV, and you don't have to be on one side or the other side. So I'm thinking that's the route I'm going to go. So outside of that, just some changes that I was talking about. I know I'm rambling, but like I said, we've got the wheel wells today, and then I'm also going to get this area back here cleaned up. And what I want to try to do there is I want to start on my power closet, which will be back here in this space. So basically where my subfloor ends is where I'm going to be building that power closet going up to the top of the bus, and that's where all of my power inverters and things like that, they'll sit. My battery bank, all of that'll be inside that. So that's what we got today. I know I've been kind of skipping past the Marine Corps stories that I told you I was going to make sure that I keep doing. And so we're at 5 minutes. I'll give you a few more minutes. And I think the next stop we had is, I would talk about Hawaii, but I really didn't get much time in Hawaii. The family only got about a year and a half in Hawaii because that's when I actually left as soon as I got there, went to Japan for another 6-month deployment, which was 7 months because we were in Hawaii. Don't understand the difference, but either way, we ended up doing 7 months, so the family was left behind to be able to explore the island and do things like that. And so they got to go to the memorial, the Pearl Harbor Memorial. They got to see some things on the island that I didn't get to see. And when I returned, prior to us leaving Hawaii, we did go to the Polynesian Culture Center. And that, if you ever go to Hawaii, I tell you, you must go to the Polynesian Culture Center. You can go to any luau or anything out there, but I'm telling you, if you go to the Polynesian Culture Center, not only will you get probably one of the best luau's you'll ever be a part of, but you'll also get to learn about the culture of Hawaii and get to see things that not a lot of people actually take advantage of when they go to Hawaii. So after Hawaii, I ended up leaving Hawaii to go on recruiting duty because that's when September 11th happened. And so that actually landed me on recruiting duty. So I chose Tennessee for recruiting duty, which was my hometown. Big mistake. So if you're watching and you're an active duty Marine and they're talking about sending you on recruiting duty, or if you're active Navy, or matter of fact, if you're active any service, if you get selected for recruiting duty, do not go home. Do not go to your hometown. Yes, you are familiar with the area. You know the schools. You've got friends and family there. I chose it because I knew it was going to be a lot of hours, and I wanted to put my family where they could be close to their family. Big mistake. We can all make friends everywhere else because my kids did not care. Every 3 years, they said, let's go somewhere else. So we moved all the time. So that was just me thinking I was doing something for them, and I hurt myself. I was not unsuccessful because I only lasted as a recruiter for a year. And I ended up becoming the station NCOIC. So I didn't get hurt, but I could have been much more productive. I could have benefited the Marine Corps a whole lot better had I actually went somewhere I was unfamiliar with and I had to be in an uncomfortable position. So that's just my piece of advice. But anyway, on recruiting duty, I had a great time. I met some great people out there. I met some great kids out there, which became, Marines. Some tried, didn't make it, but, they went down and gave it a shot. And I wanted to share a story about probably the two most influential families that I've met out there. And this was the Hughes family, and this was the Rutherford family. Both of these kids, very well off. Never would think that they would join the military at all. The young Rutherford kid, full of fire. He came to me, sign me up, sign me up, sign me up. And when I pulled up to his house and I seen where, how he was living, I said his parents are never going to sign these papers. And quite honestly, the Rutherfords, as well as the Hughes, the Rutherfords were very excited about their son wanting to be a part of the military. And, like I said, quite to my surprise, they signed the papers pretty much immediately. They all even fed me. And the Hughes family, again, great patriots. But, they had different plans for their son. However, once we actually sat down and they saw, the things that the Marine Corps could offer their son, not just monetarily, not just job wise, but to show, just to bring out those things that that we find are the characteristics for successful people. And so they signed the papers, and their sons went off to boot camp, um, and both of them graduated successfully. Both of them were doing very good, doing very well in the Marine Corps. And years after I left recruiting duty, an unfortunate accident happened, and I lost one of these young men. And I'll talk to his parents and see if they're okay with me saying his name. But I tell you, both of these young men were very, very great Marines. But this Hughes kid just stood out just a little bit more in the fact that everything he did was about reaching the next step. And not to say that his buddy was not. His buddy was the same way. He was gung-ho, wanted to be recon and all those things. But, it was just something about, the Hughes kid. And, we lost him, unfortunately, not in combat. He was on leave, actually on his way home. And I was in Japan at the time, and I received that news, and I was blown away. But I'm saying this not to tell you a sad story, but to tell you the types of influences and the types of bonds that you can build, that I built while I was in the Marine Corps. Because out of all the people this young man's mother could have made sure knew that this young man had passed away, she made sure I did. She was in the United States. I was in Japan. We hadn't talked in a year, a few years. However, she still found a way to find out where. And they used to call me Gunny. She found a way to find out where Gunny was, to let me know that I'd lost my brother. And to this day, we're still in contact. I actually went out and visited her and her husband a couple years back, and but we're still in contact. And like I said, it was a sad day for me, and it's God's plan, and that's the only thing I could say. Because he was gone he left us way too soon. He had a lot of other great things to do, on this earth. But God is in control. So, going on, I did meet a few other kids, young men and women. I will say this guy's name, Scruggs. He's the kid that the mother and the grandmother. They gave me every word that was, not permitted in the Bible. But they were great people, and they were looking out for this young man. That because they don't know me, they don't know what my intentions are. But my intentions with all of my young Marines were good. Get what you want. If it's not what you want, then we'll hold up. But either way, this young man Scruggs, he's still in the Marine Corps now. He's about to be a gunny, or he's already a gunny. And he and I still are in contact, still talk once every couple of months or so. But those are the types of things that I got from the Marine Corps. Not only did I put people in the Marine Corps, but I maintained a relationship with those that wanted to maintain a relationship with me. And I did that by ensuring that I didn't just say, join, and I'm going to get you what you want, and I didn't get them anything. So I've rambled on enough about that. So you've got the plan of attack for the day, and that's what I'm going to do until I got no more light. And I've remedied that one. I went out and bought me a night light, a big spotlight, so I can keep on working throughout the night. So thank you guys again. I really do appreciate you listening to my stories, taking the time to watch the videos, and subscribing. Like I said, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Open up that bell, or hit that bell, so you can get the notifications. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. You all enjoy this, and when we come back, we'll be building boxes for the wheel wells. like, subscribe. Marina and Schoolie, Semper Fi.